Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to app loading, and we will try to understand why Angular app loads slowly. Okay, as we all know that we are covering the series of lazy loading. So to understand that concept, we should firstly know why this application loads slowly, because once it is clear, then we are good to understand the concept of lazy loading, because it helps us to load the application faster. Okay, so if you remember, in last session we talked about the lazy loading in theoretical manner, like what is lazy loading concept, right? But here what I will do, I will show you a small example where I will just explain you some scenarios, and according to that scenario, you will be able to understand why Angular app loads slowly. Okay, so by the end of this session, you will be able to understand why Angular app loads slowly, what is eager loading, what is lazy loading, the differences between the two. So these all things we will be covering in this particular session. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to use for time being, we are just mainly focusing on why Angular app loads slowly. But prior to that, you should know what is Angular app, what is routing, and other basic stuff that we have learned so far. And for the sequential content, you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. So from there, you can take a reference and then you can implement the same in your application. Okay. Alright, so let's go further. Here you can see I have already put this heading, why Angular app loads slowly. Post that, I will take one example. So suppose we are creating one Angular application, okay, and we have let me write here. So we have one Angular application, and this application is built of multiple modules, or you can say features. Okay, so suppose we have home, then we have dashboard, okay, and let me rewrite it properly. Home, dashboard. After dashboard, we have admin panel. So I will write here admin panel. Admin panel. After admin panel, we have products. So these are the components of our application. Now we will try to understand how it will work in both case, lazy loading as well as eager loading. Okay, so now normally users will see that application has these things: home, dashboard, admin panel, and products. But actually it also holds some memory, it also holds some space, right? And to load those modules together, it will take some time, because it has their own memory. So actually, how it looks like this: Angular application. So suppose we are talking about home. So home, let's say it is of 2 KB. Okay, then we have next thing, that is dashboard. Okay, dashboard is of 300 KB. Okay, then we have next thing, that is admin panel. And admin panel is of 500 KB. So you can simply write here 500 KB. Okay, then next we have is products. Okay, this is of 250 KB. So this is just a sample data. Okay, I just prepared it just to explain you the concept of eager loading as well as lazy loading. So here you can see now the application has home of 2 KB, dashboard of 300 KB, and admin panel as 500 KB, and products as 250 KB. Now one by one we will see both scenarios, how it will work in without lazy loading, or you can say eager loading, and how it will work when we are talking about with the concept of lazy loadings. Okay, so firstly I will write here without, maybe you can write like this, eager loading. Okay, or you can put it in a bracket that without lazy loading. So in this case, how the app will load, so here simply you can say, let me write like this, loading time, it loads all the components at a time. Okay, and due to which what will happen at a time, and due to which the, let me show you here. Yeah, so here now what will be the output, like it need 2 KB plus 300 KB plus 500 KB plus 250 KB. Okay, so the total would be around 152 KB, not 100, 1052 KB, right, at the startup. And this is why it loads slow. Okay, so now you can see that in case of eager loading or lazy loading, it loads all the component at a time, and due to which it contains, the actual size would become 1052 KB. Why? Because it loads all things like 2 KB for home, 300 KB for dashboard, and 500 KB for admin panel, and 250 KB for product. So the overall startup size would be 1052 KB. So that is the thing. Okay, now next what we will do here, we will simply talk about the lazy loading, because there this problem will get solved. Why? Let me show you. So here I will write lazy loading. Okay, so in case of lazy loading, you can say that it loads only home first. Okay, and then others on demand. So this is the core concept of lazy loading, that firstly it will load only home, and later if needed, let's say if user need a dashboard, so it will load dashboard. If it user need admin panel, it will load admin panel, but initially it will load only the home, and due to which you can say that size would become only 2 KB first. KB. Okay, so at the initial stage it will contain only 2 KB because we are using the lazy loading concept. So what will happen in case of lazy loading, it will become only 2 KB, but in case of eager loading, you can say it will become the 1052 KB. So I think with this example it is quite clear like why we prefer to go with lazy loading, and you all know the benefits, right? It reduce the loading time in case of lazy loading. Also it improve the user experience, because if your app is loaded, if your app loaded faster, then it will enhance the user experience as well, right? And there are other option things also, like if you are working with a large application, so there you can load the required things only. Okay, there is no need to load unnecessary things. So here you can see we are we might not need other components like admin panel and products, but still we are loading at the startup and it takes 1052 KB. But in case of lazy loading, we are just loading home first, and then the others on demand, and then it will load others on demand. So in that case what will happen, we can save the time, we can save the space, and it will work efficiently. So that is the main difference between eager loading and lazy loading. So I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.